We are here live. I got my guy here. You guys already know who it is. Talk to Mac, and this is the Talk to Mac segment
Yeah,
with
man.
our therapists. So we are talking about a situationship right now. I am very interested in this conversation because all we have right now are labels. So let's get into this conversation. Let's just go right into it. I mean, you know, we got to do it, right? For the people.
Agreed.
Turn your speakers up. You're rocking with NikiMarie.
Yes. Tell it how it is, Mac.
So again, situationships. What are situationships? To me,
What are situationships?
situationships is when you are being intimate with an individual that you want to be in a relationship with, but currently do not possess that title because they may not be ready for a relationship, or they are currently in the process of divorcing or separating, or etc. Right? But the truth is, situationships are created out of fear.
Mm,
I'm gonna repeat that again.
mm,
Situationships are created out of fear. We choose to remain in situationships that don't serve us because we fear the feelings of rejection. If you think about it, right? It's in a situationship, you really want to date that person. You want to be exclusive. You want to be the one. But we remain in the confines of a situationship because we fear that by going to them and saying, "Hey, I like you. I want to be with you exclusively. I want you to be my boyfriend. I want you to be my girlfriend. And that's what I want." We know deep down that these individuals are more than likely going to say, "No, no, I don't want you that way. No, whatever we have right now is fine." Or, "I'm not ready for a relationship right now. I have a
mm.
lot going on."
I've heard
Right?
that before.
Yeah. So it's like they give,
It's
it's
not you,
like,
it's me.
exactly. They're giving you enough to feel fed, but not full.
Not full. Ooh.
Correct.
Let's
So
talk
to
about
break
it.
out, exactly. So to break out of a situationships, you have to do three things. First things first, you have to be honest. Is this what I really want? Is a situationship what I want? If it's not, then you got to go to the second step. You go to this person and you be honest. Hey, I want to be with you. I want to be exclusive with you, and that's what I want right now. If that's not what you want, that's okay. But I know myself and I know that I deserve someone that's going to claim me and someone that wants to be exclusive with me. And I understand that's not what you want. So I'm going to walk away. If you change your mind, you can always call and let me know. But keep in mind, I may not be available at that time period. So
Mm,
that was step two, right? You communicate your feelings, you communicate your expectations, you communicate your boundaries and how you view yourself in terms of self love and what you feel like you deserve. Then
mm,
step three is the step that most people don't want to deal with, and those are the feelings of being rejected or not good enough for one person.
mm,
We fear the idea of, "I'm not good enough to be with that person," or "they rejected me," because that forces me to take a look in the mirror and deal with all of these negative emotions, right? So I'd rather not go through that, but cry myself at night because I know deep down he's not being faithful or she's not being faithful, or they're never going to take me serious.
okay.
So instead of seeing it like that, we can change our mindset and be like, you know what? I'm exiting someone that did not see my potential or that doesn't love me. And now I have more time to spend with someone that actually cares for me and actually wants to develop an intimate, secure relationship with me. So those are my views on situationships.
Okay. Well, there are signs. So you know for yourself that you're stuck in a situationship. Um,
Correct.
things don't progress. You are not integrated into his or her life. You don't actually go out on dates. Um, plans are inconsistent. So that guy who says, well, I'm only available on the weekends, or I'm only available after 7 type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
There's no talk about the future.
Exactly.
Uh,
And
let's-
you
when
know
there's no defined title,
exactly.
which I really want to talk about this title situation.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people want to be the husband, the wife, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, but there's no real work behind it. So what is that work that you would advise for someone who's in a situationship to get out of the situationship and actually say this is a definitive label for us?
So I'm not sure of what the question is.
Like if someone is in a situationship
Mm-hmm.
and what you're those 3 things, right? So how would someone say I'm not going to tolerate this situationship anymore and I want to get into an actual relationship with you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that people that fear, do you think they overcome that fear at some point in time in their situationship so they can actually be in a committed relationship?
It's a great question. I hope so. Right?
I mean,
I
because and the reason that I asked that is because a lot of people say when someone is a cheater, they will always be a cheater.
mm-hmm.
So if someone gets into a situationship, will they always want to be in a situationship? Are they the type of person who is hard to be in a committed relationship?
Nope. Here's the truth. They want to be in a situationship with you and just you. They don't want to be in a relationship with you. And that's the truth. There are for some other people where they are willing to be in a relationship with and are willing to be exclusive with. But with you, no, I'm okay. I'll settle for a situationship because that serves me. It gives me access to you. It allows me to also be free to do whatever I choose to and not be held accountable for my actions nor my behaviors,
Hmm.
which is why situationships are ideal for a lot of people. But if you find yourself again falling for that person and wanting more, then you got to be willing to do the work, be honest, and go through the natural progress of dealing with these emotions, and then hopefully putting that toward finding someone that's compatible and someone that wants to be with you as equally as you want to be with them.
So a situationship and entanglement is 2 different things, right?
Is it? I thought entanglement was just a new word for situationships.
I don't know. I'm not like these label things that people want to define in their relationship to make it not a relationship, to make it seem like it's something else that is comfortable for them. I,
Exactly.
I can't I can't get down with that. I've never been in a situationship.
Me neither. Me neither.
I don't think it's an ideal place to be when you could just say that you're dating. Wouldn't that kind of be the same thing? Like you are dating exclusively or you're in an open relationship?
Well, dating speaks to the idea that we're getting to know each other in hopes of establishing a relationship. A situationship, dating has happened, and they just claim that, you know what, truthfully, you're not worthy to be in a relationship with. You're not the one.
Yes.
So I'm just going to enjoy what's happening currently, but I have no ties to you.
And that's a problem.
Yes, again, they keep you fed,
R-
but you're not full.
Well,
They give you enough to keep you around, to keep you happy and satisfied, but you never really get everything that you truly want.
you remember that commercial where the guy is dangling the dollar
Yes.
and you gotta move quicker than that.
You gotta be
So
quicker than that. Yeah. It's
it's
just
kind of
that.
like you're dangling a this title in the air and you're just like, ooh, I would give you this, but I'm not ready yet.
Yes, we have to ask ourselves, right? When we find ourselves in a situationship, we have to ask ourselves, "Hey, is this what I want? Is this beneficial to the goals that I have in terms of relationships?
Mhm.
Am I being given enough just to be satisfied, or do I want more? And if I do more, am I willing to do what it takes to get what I'm looking for?" It's also a matter of self-love.
I'm gonna say
Right?
something real crazy.
What happened?
I'm thinking like you right there about to climax, and the person is like, well,
This is not for me. You
I
can't
don't
do that. Yeah,
you always giving half of you, not all of you.
correct. Correct. You're always in limbo. You never know exactly what your position is,
Right.
what your title is. They treat you accordingly because they want you to continue to play your role.
Right.
But you really net you like you're really taking yourself away from others that could actually want to be with you, that actually want to create a relationship with you
Ooh.
and love you accordingly, but you've been claimed by someone that's really not claiming you, you
How
know.
how long do you think a situationship happens with people?
It varies. I've had DMs where I've been in a situationship for 4 years. He claimed that he was going to divorce his wife. They're separated, but the divorce is not final yet, right? You have other ones where she's not ready for a relationship. She's not ready for a relationship with you. She
I'm
doesn't want to be in a relationship with you.
I'm
But I
sorry.
promise you, there are people that she is willing to speed up her process for because she knows they are worth it.
If the papers aren't signed, the person is still married. I'm sorry. If it's
Yes.
not processed, if you can't say I'm divorced, you're still married. You
Yeah.
put yourself in that situationship.
Yes. And there's so much power in saying, hey, call me when the papers are signed. Hey, call me when you're actually ready. But just know I may not be available by that time period. I may have found someone else that is ready to give me what I'm looking for instead of me waiting for you to eventually be what you're looking for. We
So
need to start having these hard conversations and start being honest with our feelings and our emotions. We can no longer mask it.
we have to be honest with our wants versus needs.
Exactly. At times, we need to learn to choose self and to choose that, hey, this is going to create some uncomfortable feelings, but I am ready and I am equipped with the tools needed to survive that.
Yeah.
This does not define who I am. It's just a moment of my life. I will get through it and I will find what I'm looking for.
I mean, I'm not advising anyone to get into a situationship, but I wouldn't even put my whole heart into that. I would just think that this is fun for the moment. I can't see myself being with somebody for like a year or 2 years in a situationship.
But that's how it starts.
It's just a waste of time. Oh, well, okay. So it starts with, oh, this is fun for now. And then you get all caught up because your feelings and
Yes.
emotions are
You
involved.
create attachments, right? If you're pillow talking, then the bond is getting stronger. If you're being intimate, having sex, making love, or exchanging body fluids, or just having access to one another, and that also creates attachments. So it never starts out with these attachments. These just happen over time because we're human beings. We have emotions, we have feelings, and we have a need to be seen, loved, protected, admired, and wanted and desired. So by engaging in those acts, those relationship acts, without actually being in a relationship, it creates feelings of relationships.
Damn shame. It's a damn shame. So I know we're on the topic of situationship.
Okay.
When you're in a situationship, you don't really share that you're in a relationship in a situationship because you're more than likely embarrassed,
Exactly.
right? So this leads to my question about social media.
Ooh, talk to me.
So, so how much of your relationship should you share on social media?
That's hard to answer. I think years ago during grad school, did a group presentation on that, and the statistic had said that the less you show your relationship on social media, the happier you are.
Checkmate.
Right. My understanding is that your relationship could be private,
Yeah.
but it doesn't need to be a secret. Right. So you can show your partner, you can make certain posts and show your admiration and your love. What what I counsel people against is allowing their relationship to become their product. Like
Mm,
you're selling a story. You're
right.
selling my relationship is amazing. It's all of this. You should want to be like us where relationship goes. Because eventually, if something negative happens, then you got to deal with those repercussions as an individual and as a couple as well.
Right.
Right. And
Yep.
if that's your main product, once there's a crack in it, your product is no longer as effective as it used to be.
I mean, I have seen people um, build their success on their relationship.
It's a smart way because people are looking for relationship goals. They're looking for that fairy tale story about how we met, we got married, and we're living happily after. It's again that Hollywood concept,
Mm,
but in reality, is that really true? Are you guys always this happy? If you show the positivity, are you gonna show the negativity as well?
right.
Like, if you're gonna be transparent, choose to be fully transparent.
Right.
But again, a lot of people on YouTube as well make a living off of their relationships.
Hmm. I mean, I've seen it.
It's not for me, but if that's what you want to do it. I myself do show my wife. It's strategically done. If it's her birthday, of course, I'm gonna make a post and tell the world how much I love you. If it's Mother's Day, if it's Valentine's Day, of course. If we're on vacation, of course. But even when I talk about relationships, I usually do not talk of my relationship. I don't
Mm,
use my relationship as the barometer of what every relationship should look like. There are
right.
times where we're very happy. There are times where it's not so great and we have work to do and etc. And that's a normal process of a relationship. I don't make a living off my relationship story, even though I've been told to do so, but I would never. I take the role of being a knowledgeable therapist that's highly effective in the field of couples therapy, and my goal is to just share my knowledge and rid the world of mediocre love.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that was kind of my question too. Like when people are posting their relationship on social media, especially with the relationship part of it, do you use it as teachable moments to say, hey, my wife and I, or my husband and I went through a situation, and this is how we were able to handle it, or this is how we dealt with it? But then it's like, are you being too open in your relationship? And is the other person happy that you're being that open?
Good point. Right. And also if you start showcasing your relationship and becomes the main product, then others feel like they are part of the relationship as well. Like they should know every aspect of it.
Hmm.
An example would be Diara and Ken. Do you watch them on YouTube? DK4L. Yeah, so they're a black couple. They're young. I think they're in their 20s. They have one of the best YouTube segment, which is all about their relationship. They're vloggers. I think he was caught. I'm not gonna say cheating, but he was being
He
hands
was
on.
caught in a situation.
Correct. He was hands on with a young lady in a parking lot, and due to the fact that he was famous, he was recorded and blah 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 blah. They took a hiatus from YouTube, but then returned and never addressed it. I can no longer watch your videos because I feel like you're not being honest, nor transparent. You're showing the highlights of it, but I want to know exactly, how did you guys get over that? Was it addressed? Did you guys do therapy? Like, I think it would be so beneficial to the world and to others that were invested in your love story to know exactly how did you guys overcome that. But
Yeah.
business wise, it's not smart to do. So we're gonna go away and return when everything is somewhat forgotten. And that's what they did.
It was a teachable moment that they could have,
Ideally,
taught something out of that. But um so does sharing your relationship on social media make you feel more adequate to help other people?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. A surgeon does not have to have gone through surgery himself to feel like he knows how to be a surgeon. He
Right.
went to school for that. He practiced it. He got his licensing board. He did supervised hours and everything. As a couples therapist, I did the same. Went to school for it. I gained the knowledge. I gained my certifications. I've passed all of the requirements. I've passed all of the tests. I'm actually on track to become the first Black male therapist to be a Gottman certified therapist in New York City. So hopefully, thank you. I can get that done by early next year, right?
Nice.
So my relationship does not make me an expert, does not give me the knowledge needed to counsel others on their relationships. My ability to assess your relationship and pinpoint areas of growth added to my knowledge of tools needed for you to strengthen your relationship is what makes me effective.
I think one of the things that you had said on a different podcast was like the difference between your method versus someone who claims to be a guru, right?
Relationship expert. I'm a relationship guru because I'm in a relationship. I know everything.
Someone asked me, they were like, "Oh, would you consider yourself to be a mental health expert or like whatever it was?" And I was like, "I wouldn't even consider myself to be any." I said, "Imagine all the hats that I wear.
Right?
I could just be like, yeah, I'm a relationship expert. I'm a mental health expert. I'm a radio personality expert. Like,
Right?
I could just put all these titles on myself." But honestly, like, what's the difference between some of the things that you do versus some of these people that you do see on YouTube
So,
that
so,
that say, "Oh, I'm a relationship expert."
right? And an expert in essence means that you've done at least 10,000 hours of doing this work. At least,
Yeah.
right? And you know a, mostly 99% of the information needed. Those on YouTube, those on social media that call themselves experts and gurus, they have an opinion that is rooted in their experience and their biases and their point of view, right? So if you've never gone out of New York City, you think New York City is the greatest state
The
of all time.
greatest place in the world. The greatest.
Correct, right? So they're using their relationship as their knowledge base, right? I'm happy, so I can teach you how to be happy, and that in itself is highly flawed. Every relationship is different. Every person is different. So what works for you will not work for someone else. The difference between them and us therapists, again, I have a specialization in couples therapy,
Mhm.
right? I'm not just a therapist. I am a therapist, which means that gives me the basic knowledge. I wouldn't say basic, but that gives me advanced knowledge, right? And then I went on top of that and completed more studies and more certifications to increase my knowledge and my toolbox, right? So you have opinions versus facts. And I say facts because most of my knowledge are evidence-based. Those are things that have been tested and proven for over 40 years. They have been researched. I call myself Robin Hood because I've used my privilege as a
Okay.
Black male therapist to enter rooms where knowledge is being shared, research is being shared, right? These things are not known to the public. They're being written in books, but we're not looking for that. They're being done on podcasts that's not really targeting us as the audience, so we don't know these knowledge. I've gone there. I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time absorbing that knowledge,
Yeah.
owning it, mastering it so I can bring it back to my people to
Yes.
provide it in a digestible way. When
Yes.
I sit in front of a couple, I'm not guessing. I'm not freestyling. I have a routine, a set of assessments that you do that tells me everything I need to know about your relationship. I spend 4 hours with a couple learning their stories and asking them questions to understand what's working and what's not working in their relationships before I even offer an opinion.
Mm.
Right? So you're reading a DM, you're taking a 15-second clip, and you're giving expert advice.
Yeah.
That don't even make sense. I don't give advice, right? I can hear your story and I can give you a viewpoint that you have not thought of. I can think of a similar experience within my couple's work or within my knowledge that I think might be beneficial to you, right? I can pinpoint what skills you need. Telling people, hey, you need to leave. Girl, you deserve better, or you just need more
Girl,
self-love,
why you
right?
still there?
And the crowd go, wow, that was great. You're right. Those were empty statements. I call it trauma drama. You're
Mm,
putting words to the people's trauma to create engagement with them. I
mm.
don't do that. I got the medicine. You want to be cured? You come to me. You want to hear everything you are feeling? You go to them, right? They can't help you. They're just going to gaslight what you're already thinking and what you're
Right,
already feeling.
right.
You want accountability, you want to do the work, you really love this person and your relationship is toxic and you want to change it.
Love
You
it.
come to your boy, you come to a licensed professional that has studied and that has done this work,
Love it.
and we can give you the tools needed for you to create the
That's what,
relationship of your dreams.
that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
how we do, man.
Like, I got the medicine, I got the tools, I got everything you need.
Yes, and please
And
put,
it's really up to the person to take that information and use it wisely,
yes,
because you could be giving so much information
but you got to
and the
do the
person,
work.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
And again, like, they're performers, right? They do, once the camera's on, it's showtime for them.
Oh
They
wait,
they do extremely well.
they do one of these.
Exactly. Right. They sound so great. But when you put them next to people that actually know what they're talking about, you see the chinks in their armor.
Ooh.
You see their lack of
Look,
comfort and their lack of knowledge.
you
You
know, I'm just gonna
start,
sit back. I'm
you
gonna
start,
sit back. You
huh?
take the whole show. You take the
Right?
whole. I'm just gonna sit back.
You start seeing, hey, that that is a powerful empty statement, but that's not practical. There's nothing that I can do with that versus someone that's creating insights, that's giving you the tools. Like, I won't tell you, hey, you need to learn to not go to the wrestling mat and come to the table to talk. That makes a lot of sense, right? A table is where we talk. On a wrestling mat, we're fighting happen on tables as well. So even if you come on the table, but you don't have the skills or know how to even communicate, it doesn't matter where you are. You can't communicate. A therapist that specializes in communication skills, such as myself, can teach you how to communicate. It doesn't matter if you're on the wrestling mat, on the table, on a boat, on a helicopter. It does not matter. If you use these skills, you'll actually have a bond of a productive conversation. That's the difference between them versus us. They talk at you. I talk you through. They label your trauma. I give you the interventions needed for your breakthrough. They yell, they scream. It's showtime. I talk my talk.
And this is Talk2Mac Segment.
Amen. On NikiMarie Radio.
Oh my Lord. I mean, so many gems. So many gems being dropped right now. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
I'm so happy that you invited me. I'm thankful that you are sharing your platform and you're being very cautious of who you allow on
Oh,
the platform.
yes. Yes. I mean, for the most part, I really try to have people on that are going to be dropping some knowledge, because we all need knowledge. And I,
Great.
tell my kids knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you grow, obviously. And I'm just happy to be in a space where I can allow other people to be on this platform
Thank you.
and
We
speak their truth.
appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
We appreciate you because we're going against the culture, right? We're going against everything that has worked before. We're going against those are that their product is their relationships. We're going against those that their product is their performance and those empty statements. That's not easy to do, right? I could have easily followed along and do what they do. But
Yeah.
again, I had to be true to myself. I had to be ethical to my knowledge. And I took responsibility for what comes out of my mouth. Because I know by claiming this seat as a relationship therapist that's out there in social media and sharing knowledge, I have to take some accountability to ensure that I'm not hurting my community.
Yeah.
I'm delivering my community. I'm creating breakthroughs for them. I'm not using their insecurities or their desire for a healthy relationship to make money.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a wait list of 15 couples. This is not what I do it for, right? I do it because I want to help. I want to counter all of this nonsense that's being said. I want to be the voice of reason and the voice of what's actually true,
Yeah.
not made up, not creatively done. I know what I say sometimes is not sexy, but that's okay. We're not trying to be sexy. We're trying to give you the tools needed for you to create your house.
Yes.
Not tell you, oh no, you need to go and get a bigger house. No, let's add to it. Let's develop it.
I would like to say it's teach, not preach. Because there's a lot of people that will preach and not practice what they preach. So I'm glad that you are having these teachable moments where you are bringing so much knowledge to the people, to our people especially. But we just got to keep going, man.
Oh, I won't stop.
Give it to them straight, no chaser.
Won't stop, don't stop. Won't stop, don't stop. I'm not going nowhere. I'm home. I'm comfortable. We've managed to increase our visibility. Our message is resonating. We have bigger platforms now where we can combat the nonsense and actually preach the truth, teach the truth. Right.
Teach the truth.
Yes. And I have no problem being the odd man out. I'm comfortable there. So let's go.
So we're talking about accountability, ethics, sustainability,
knowledge.
Knowledge is power, being vulnerable, being authentic.
Yes, being true to yourself,
breaking
through.
All of that.
Opening your eyes, paying attention to what you're hearing.
And it all started with a situationship.
Situationships. Stay out of those.
Get out of the situationships.
They're bad for your mental health.
And that's where we go with the worthy part. When you talked about there's fear, you don't feel worthy to get out of that.
Yes.
It's all about your mentality, your mindset.
Correct.
I'm actually doing I'm speaking because you said happiness and I was like, ooh, so yes, because I am happy, I want to tell my personal story about how I got there. But you don't have to take all of the information that I'm giving you. You apply what you can for yourself. And it's
Hmm.
all about self-worth. It's all
And
about being happy with yourself. It's all about your mindset. So we're doing the it's actually tomorrow. Is tomorrow Friday? So
yes,
yeah,
no, 2 days.
tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna be having the event on Clubhouse. It's happiness and mindset.
Ooh. So does that make you a happiness expert?
No. No.
Does that make you a happiness guru?
No. No.
Hmm.
No.
Well, I'm
I am a
happy
mother.
to see that that you're not part of the self-help culture.
No, I help myself.
There you go, girl.
I help myself, and if I happen to resonate or my message resonates with someone and they're like, "Hey, NikiMarie said, this whole thing about mindset and happiness and da 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 da." I'm still on my journey. I'm still on
Amen.
my own journey of self-discovery and recovery, and I tell people all the time, there are certain things that I do. One of them is this book called Finding Gratitude, right? It's all about being happy with the the small things. And most importantly, my journal, Magic
Magical
of
mindset.
Mindset.
Let's
Yes.
see. What do I have here that I could share?
It is a journal to get unstuck. There's so many different things in here. But yeah. So I am not a happiness expert. I apologize. But I am doing this event with a happiness coach, and there's a difference.
Gotcha. So, since you highlighted some books, allow me to highlight some books too that I've not
Love
talked
it.
about.
Love it.
Um, Attached helps you understand the foundations of your attachments and the behaviors that it leads to. Also, as well as the insecurities involved with each attachment.
Mm,
That's a must read to everyone.
yeah.
Secondly, my guy, Mr. Williams himself, Bashir Williams, Dear Future Wife, a men's guide and a woman's reference to healthy relationships. I love this book. It's an easy read. It's full of knowledge. It gives you opportunities to reflect yourself and to do some exercises and etc. He is an amazing couples therapist as well.
Oh,
Check him out.
nice.
And for all of the couples, this is called 101 Nights of Great Sex. Now I'm saying lust, desire is an integral part of a healthy relationship. So what this book does, as you can see,
We talked about this before.
right? It gives you, it gives you, well, first of all, it's sealed. You have to open it and go through the steps that
Nice.
it tells you for you to recreate so you can create a night of great sex. There's 101 activities there to do.
Look,
I'm almost done with it.
I
I
think
love
we need to have another conversation about intimacy and how important that is in your relationship. And I'm not even saying just sex. I'm saying like really the touch, the smell, the sounds. Like we're gonna talk about that next show.
I got you. I'm ready.
All right. So we are out of here. Follow Mac. I'm gonna put all your social media stuff out.
Yes, you can find me on IG, which is my primary social media. It's Talk2Mac, the number 2 Mac MAC _ therapist. If you live in New York City, because I have to say that a lot nowadays, because I'm getting a lot of clients from different state. I'm ethically and legally only able to see couples from New York. Okay. So if
Ah,
you're outside of New York, unfortunately, I cannot work with you, but I am willing to refer you to other therapists or to other relationship coaches that have been vetted by myself.
got
So you could find my information on my website, therapyisforeveryone.org. Also, check out my new YouTube page. I'm in the YouTube game now. So please feel free to check that out as well. We're currently building it, and we're going to have a library full of relationship tips, relationship assessments, relationship views. And I will be doing live therapy sessions that will be recorded, that will also be placed on YouTube, so you could see how your
Amen.
boy does what he does best.
Yes, the man of the hour. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You already know you can follow me at NikiMarie_radio, but in case you forgot, that's where I am. So you can also look down at the bottom. You can see our social media information and our titles.
Yes.
And we're not in a situationship, so get out of a situationship. You are worthy. Know it, believe it, live it,
Yes.
become it, and all of that.
I received that. I received that.